There's a Messianic Revival. Verse 4 said, this is the two witnesses, are two olive trees and two lampstands. And you go, is that figurative? You know, you're doing your last hour hermeneutics. But when you're thinking about it, you think, doesn't it say that somewhere else in the Bible? Yes, it does. It's an allusion, one of the 800 allusions to an Old Testament passage, Zechariah 3 and 4. And God is coming back to, his people that are just coming out of Babylon, and he's, with, the influence of Zerubbabel and with the return of Ezra, bringing back the 42,000 Jews that were totally worldly from Babylon, there's a revival. And he calls this time the time of the olive trees and the lampstands. So it's interesting. This is a pointing toward a Messianic revival that's going to happen during the tribulation, that's very much like what happened during the time at the end of the Old Testament. Who are the two witnesses? I mean, that's a greatly asked questions. Well, during this time where the temple is measured for 42 months, the two witnesses are empowered for 1,260 days. Notice what they can do. They can call down fire from heaven and shut heaven so no rain. That's just like Elijah. They can turn the water into blood, and they can smite the earth with any plague, it says. That's like Moses. But the beast from the abuso kills them, and earth dwellers celebrate, and they're resurrected after 3.5 days. So who are they? The Bible doesn't say. Now, there's only two people that have never died normal human death, right? We know that. And so because of that, Elijah and Enoch are great candidates. Why? Because Hebrews 9 says it's appointed unto man once to die. Unless you're changed in the moment, in the twinkling of the eye of the rapture, you're supposed to die because flesh and blood can't inherit heaven. So the weight is with it being Elijah and Enoch, but there is a strong possibility that it's Elijah and Moses because they came to the Mount of Transfiguration with Jesus. So if you ask me that question, I'd say I don't know. But there's a lot of biblical discussion we could have. The two witnesses serve for half the tribulation, but boy, do they serve. They are walking flamethrowers. Isn't that neat? It says, if anyone wants to harm them, fire comes out of their mouth and devours their enemies. And if anyone wants to harm them, he must be killed in this manner. They have power to shut the heaven, so no rain falls in the days of their prophecy. Wow. I mean, to a world that's having water scarcity, you want to leave these guys alone because it's hard. And they have power over the waters, turn into blood. I mean, that makes water scarce even more. And they can strike the earth with the plagues. Can you imagine multiplying frogs, multiplying grasshoppers, making everybody have, lice all over them? Oh. So they serve God for half the tribulation. And then, when they finish their testimony, see, verse 7 talks about the fact that God has a purpose for all of us. And their purpose is to testify for 42 months. That's their calling.